wanted to share a really amazing story that happened to me today while I was working. First of all, the energies right now are so incredibly strong, and the veil between us and the other side is super, super thin. Now, I have been reading about this and listening to my fellow colleagues who are talking about this. I was working with some clients, and in one of my sessions, we did some transformative emotional work where we use cranial sacral therapy, we use acupressure, and we use the meridians, and we use sound. And in the session, we were working on transforming anger and confusion, as well as grief and depression. And in this session, she was making specific sounds. And as she was making one of the sounds, which is the sh sound for anger and depression, anger and confusion, to transform it, she was making the sound, and this is a session virtually. And after her mouth would close, I would still hear the sound. And I thought, oh, all right, that's interesting. Maybe there's some feedback. And then I heard it a second time, and I'm like, that's weird. Third time, she said, do you hear that feedback? And I said, oh, I thought that was you. Turns out we had a family member of hers come across the veil to help her transform this emotion. This emotion was so deeply embedded into her unconscious that she didn't remember some of the stories and that I was seeing from her, in her Akashic records. But more than that, her family member came across to help her to heal these feelings of anger and frustration. And so when my client would stop making the sound of shh, for example, the sound would continue on and continue and continue until they thought it was done. It was so wild. It went on for about 8 times. The session was amazing. And she said when we were done, she said, I feel like a different person. Wild, wild, wild session, and amazing because the energies right now are so strong. So if you have any loved ones that are on the other side, you can try to communicate with them. And if they want to send a message back, they can. They might visit you in your sleep. You might find a feather or something, but it's just amazing. So I'm sending so much love to you guys, and enjoy this full moon in Libra.